Hello, Van Talks. My name is Nate Tanzman. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Hazeldale, Washington, and as of 2020, I'm an aspiring motivational speaker. I researched the event and I was sent the event by a few people, and I was planning to attend as a guest to listen to the speakers, but I've been pushed and pushed and pushed into submitting an audition for the 2020 Beyond Change Van Talk. So here it is. I want to talk about the very, very, very touchy subject of the masculinity in today's age men, and how that the way social norms are pushing us to be a certain way, and advertisements and social media are pushing us to look a certain way and have a certain amount of money and act a certain way and talk a certain way and respond a certain way when our masculinity is being tested. I want to tell stories about my life, about how the father in a male relationship and in a male growing up affects his masculinity. I want to talk about the women in my life that affected my masculinity and actually helped me find my masculinity. I want to talk about the things that I went through and talk about the statistics in social media and the statistics in young males with either thoughts of suicide or actually committing suicide, which I had gone through in my life. And so with all this, I just want to tie it into impacting the youth, and I want to really, really, really drive home that it's okay for men to be vulnerable, and it's okay for men to not really be sure about their masculinity, or that it's okay for them to go against what social media says and what social norms say this male figure is supposed to look like. And then what we do, and what I did, is I put on this mask. I put on this mask that was angry. I put on this mask that drove me to be in a lifestyle where I was involved myself with drugs and alcohol and with women, because that's what I saw in social media, and that's what I saw in the media, and that's what I saw that masculinity was big, tough, lots of money, lots of materials, and it's driving these young kids to be depressed, and it's driving these young kids and looking at people on social media saying, how can I ever be like that? How can I ever be a man if I can never live up to what these people want me to do? And even with my parents. And so that's an issue that I had, and what I want to talk about is not a lot of people are willing to come out and talk about their parents and how their parents actually pushed them to do something that they didn't want to do, or be something that they didn't want to be. And I want to be vulnerable about that. I want to show my vulnerability to the youth. I want to show my vulnerability to people all over the world, and say that it's okay to not agree with your parents. It's okay to say that your dad didn't help you, learn how to be a man, and that your mom had to help you, with that other females in your life and other women in your life, my aunts and women that I was romantically involved with, actually helped me find my masculinity. And I just really, really, really want to stop this epidemic and this harsh reality that men can't share their feelings, and they can't get up in front of people, and like I said, and talk about, their fathers, and maybe air out their dirty laundry, and why their life took a turn, either for the good or for the bad. And I speak in a nonprofit organization every week, and to try to help these young boys become men and be comfortable with themselves and be able to tell their stories. If they have problems that they've gone through, that they've made it through, that they can impact somebody else, just like I'm trying to do. So for this 2020 Beyond Change Van Talks, I want to help change the culture of young men, and even older men, being able to find themselves in their masculinity and being able to be vulnerable and know that it's okay, that we don't have to uphold this very, very big, tough persona, and that we can let our guard down, and in letting our guard down and in letting ourselves be vulnerable, that we can do things like this, and we can stand up in front of 300 people at the Kiggins Theater and talk about our vulnerability. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to impact Vancouver, the youth in Vancouver, and men and women and children and young men all over the world. So I appreciate your consideration for this Van Talks 2020 Beyond Change, and I look forward to hearing from you.